Wowee. Okay. Let's see if that works. Testing, testing. Yep. All right, we're back. There we go. Wowee. What a thrill. My character's still alive. Whew. Okay. I'm glad my character's still alive. No idea what happened. All right, so we said with this, we're coming in here and finishing off spell suppression. We might come in here and finish off additional resistances. I have no idea what we were talking about again. We were talking about Ruthless and the limitations. I think that's what we were talking about. I think a lot of players, to their own credit, to the credit of a lot of other players, I think players have the best of intentions as they're trying to offer suggestions. Ooh. Classical free music? Open domain, public domain? Okay. Okay. If I just click play on this, does it work? Oh my goodness, that's way too loud. It's way too loud. There we go. Is that better? You guys are going to have to help me out here. I'm going to pretend to be a DJ for the day. Oh, as long as you just drop a link. Ooh, I'm going to have to read up on that then. I'm going to have to read up on it, Mouthfeel. I'm not going to worry too much about it then today. I'll read up on it to make sure that I'm following all the proper protocols, etc. Whew. Losing internet though. That what a great way to say, hey, today we're gonna go ham and we're really gonna push this character, right? What a great way. What a great way to get things going. First half hour, have a internet crash. That's fantastic. Anyway, I think here's what I was saying. I think players mean well when they're offering suggestions, right? And they don't quite understand the limitations of Ruthless. It's a little bit like when you see somebody using, Avatar of Fire, and then also using, or no, I'm sorry, not Avatar of Fire. Well, there is the Avatar of Fire one, but like using Elemental Overload and Precise Technique or something, right? Wait, is it Precise Technique? I think it is, right? Or Resolute Technique. It's Resolute Technique. Like, using Elemental Overload and Resolute Technique, right? You can't deal critical strikes, so if you have Elemental Overload, like, your skill is never going to crit for you to give you that additional 40% damage, right? That used to be one of the, like, things you could do on the tree that would kind of brick your setup, right? My point is players are trying to be helpful. When players see people making silly choices and having mistakes in their build, players are trying to genuinely be helpful, right? But because Ruthless is so early right now, like a lot of the player base doesn't know what Ruthless is like and hasn't experienced it yet, players don't quite realize all of the constraints that a character has. And so, like, as soon as somebody says something, Brandon, I'll use Brandon's example here from just a moment ago, which, Brandon, we gave you a shout out yesterday. You made a great suggestion to use this whole galvanic feel hex touch thing. Like, that was a great suggestion, by the way. We've loved that since you made that suggestion. I think that was 2 days ago you made that suggestion. That's been fantastic. But Brandon, your example of, hey, do you have added fire, right? Because that would that would do the trick for your Wave of Conviction setup? It's a good question to ask, because a lot of the times you don't know if a player's got it sitting in their stash. Maybe they genuinely don't know that that's an option for them, right? So you always want to double check. You always want to ask. You want to try and be helpful. Because there are so many layers to mechanics in PoE, a lot of players don't necessarily know. So there's a little bit of tension in a knowledge-based game of like, hey, have you checked this thing? And the answer is yes, no. There's a little bit of tension there. And that can be a good tension, too. It actually can create a learning opportunity for a lot of players, right? For the players who haven't played Ruthless, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this league and come back and specifically stream and share all these experiences of Ruthless with everybody via the stream. Because I figured, well, not a lot of people are going to be doing this. All the big-name folks aren't going to be playing Ruthless this league yet, right? If somebody does want to play Ruthless, then they'll do that, eventually in the future, if there's a following for it. Kind of like Solo Self-Found. Not a whole lot of players went and played Solo Self-Found when it was first released. There were some, but it wasn't nearly the size, the player population of what it is now. Where, at least according to the ladders, like, there's a good portion of both SSF players as well as Trade League players. So I wanted to come in and try Ruthless out and be a little bit of the guinea pig for the community. So that way we could all kind of get some exposure as to what Ruthless is like, what different factors are in play. Like not having a guard skill, right? That's pretty big. That's a pretty big no-go. Like, you should just always have a guard skill. That should be a duh, you have your guard skill. Okay, we've already killed everything here, so this is actually the same instance. Usually the licenses are classified straightforward. Every CC license you have to give credit. Some are non-commercial, some are the non-remix. Is that why... Hey, Mouthfeel, here's a question for you as a DJ then. Is that why a lot of streamers will actually post on their stream somewhere? They'll have like a floating thing that'll display the music that they're playing? Is that why they do that? To make it so that way it's everything's on the up and up? Ruthless can also be good for learning to play with certain skills or setups you wouldn't have normally used in Trade League. Yes. So Brandon, exactly. Never would have learned about the galvanic field thing, right? As a duration-based tick for Hex Touch. Love that. Absolutely, that is why. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. I'm glad to know. So if I can figure out how to set that up so that way I'm just pulling music, streaming info, and throw it somewhere here on the stream, then we can have music in the future. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I think other things that we figured out, like our duelist. Our duelist who died. Notice I said duelist, guys. Do I get props? I'm going to pat myself on the back. Hang on a second. Good job, Iron. Good job. I said duelist and not champion. That's what I'm bragging about at the moment. Our duelist who died used Infernal Cry. And we got that tip off of the PoE Ruthless Reddit. Somebody said, hey, if you're playing melee and you're struggling, don't forget that you can always, if you're down near the bottom left-hand side of the tree, you can always go War Cries or Instant, right? And then you can use Infernal Cry to add a little bit of an explosion buff. And if you're, covering enemies with Ash, that's also helpful. That was really, really helpful. That was not something that I've ever had to do before in a softcore trade environment. Be like, oh my goodness, how can I eke out a little bit more damage? Because generally when I'm playing, if I'm playing melee, if I'm playing a weapon-based skill in softcore, I'm just like, all right, it's because I have a ton of currency and I can put that currency into a weapon. And then the character just feels fantastic. Right? Because that's how scaling with weapons in PoE works. If you're playing a weapon-based character, you need a good weapon. You get a good weapon, feels good. Have bad weapon, feels bad. Well, in Ruthless, every weapon's going to feel relatively bad-ish. It's not going to feel great. Not compared to what you're used to in regular PoE, right? So learning that little trick with the gem setup. Figuring out that, like, oh goodness, I'm backing myself into a corner with a guy that's doing totems. Kill the totem guy. It's not the totem guy. Walk away from the totem guy. Okay, that guy's going to explode corpses on me. Where's the totem guy? Alright, here's totem guy. Alright, did totem guy? Nope. Totem guy. Totem guy has more health than the wandering abomination. Spooky. For Cold Dot. When we just did our overview of Cold Dot, it's over on the YouTube channel, right? It's right here on the YouTube channel. We did a 3-build comparison. Cold Dot archetype. A lot of people, as they're building Cold Dot, they're not using Wintertide brand anymore. A couple years ago when Wintertide brand came out, that was mandatory. For us in Ruthless, it was a no-brainer to go, hey, here's another source of damage that'll be active while we're running around dropping Vortex. And it's got really good chill effect on the build that we were using. So that was very, very helpful to have like this additional ranged damage, source of active damage. That in a trade lead environment, I just would have been like, okay, Cold Snap, Vortex, have my Frenzy Charges, run through everything, everything dies. Never would have done anything else, right? But, because we were in Ruthless, it was like, okay, how can I eke out as many different active skills doing damage as possible? What's the setup to make this happen? Alright, I think exposure actually worked there. I think that was actually genuinely fire exposure. So that's kind of nifty. Prediction, 321 Melee Rework League. Again? I don't know, James. That'd be interesting. You could also just drop the link in chat with the title, name, and artist, and you've covered your butt. They're super relaxed on purpose. That's cool. That's good. I would like to figure out how to do it so that way it's somewhere displayed here on the stream. That would be my ideal. Alright, let's make this a new instance. There we go. Not a huge one, but they'd be a lot of changes to melee skills, I think, like strike skills. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they try and continue to rework it. Oftentimes when GGG says, hey, we're reworking something, it's actually their new language for nerfing. Does anybody remember the Bow League? I'm sure people remember the Bow League. Like, oftentimes when GGG says, hey, we're reworking something, it's their lingo for saying, at least it has been in the past. Not always. Not always. I could be wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Don't bite off my head. But oftentimes, it's code language for, hey, we're nerfing something. Now, sometimes it genuinely is a rework, because they're trying to fit it in with other... They're trying to update old mechanics with newer mechanics in mind. And sometimes that works out really well, and sometimes it doesn't. Like, I think the Selfcaster rework, when was that? Was that like 3.6 or 3.4 or 3.3? Whenever there was the Selfcaster rework, I think that actually did something. I think the lasting effect, I think the league that it came out, everybody was joking, like, why would you Selfcast? Lol, 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 lol. But over the long haul, I think there are more skills now that are usable as Selfcast than there were prior to it. So if that's the metric that we're using to evaluate, I think it was a success. If the metric that we're using to evaluate it was, hey, self-cast skills need to become the dominant meta for like a year and a half, well, I don't know about that. But if by rework we mean increase in the player base and there's also some retention, it's not just about the hype from that league, there's some genuine staying power, I think that's an example of a rework that sort of did its job. Again, it all depends on what the target is that we're aiming for. All depends on the goal. That's one of the reasons why when you're in business, here's a quick business tip. Always figure out what your client actually wants. Always figure out what your client actually wants. What is the actual goal? Don't just listen to their words. Their words might say, example, I don't even know. Just we'll use a basic... I would like you to design website A. Okay. And they're telling you website A. And you're going, okay, website A. And you go in and you design website A. And then you show them website A, and then you actually come away, and they go, oh, you know what? You know what would be cool is if we did B, C, and D. All right, you've now learned that their expectations are a little bit different. Maybe they've learned through the process that their expectations are a little bit different. It's not all somebody being malicious or even incompetent. Sometimes it's ignorance, right? Sometimes it's a learning process together in business, finding out what your goals actually are. Anyway, so finding out what somebody's actual goals are and motivations, very, very important. That also bleeds over into Path of Exile as well, by the way, and games in general. You need to know what your goal is when you're sitting down to have fun playing a game. And if the goal is just generic, I want to have fun, you need to know what fun looks like. You need to have some kind of definition of what that looks like for you. Otherwise, you're going to be banging your head into a wall going, man, games just aren't fun anymore. Which there are plenty of people who say that. Galvanic Field is a nice quality of life. You can put Life Leech, Blind, Onslaught, Call, especially on a league where you can't easily acquire those mods for gear. That's a great point. I mean, to me, it sounds like it's basically the new Ball Lightning, right? These are all things that we used to do with Ball Lightning. That used to be a very, very early leveling technique, was get Onslaught, Mule Onslaught from a Scion, have Ball Lightning, and away you go. All right, I'm super duper close to this. There's no way that just one monster is going to put me over the edge. I'm going to have to go back and reset the zone again. All right, let's play through the zone again. But I like hearing what you're not saying. That's fair. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine to hear what I'm not saying. That's okay. Say only things that you're hearing that I'm not saying. I still believe strike skills need a buff. Like slams and war cries have. I mean, here's something that's kind of strange, right? When Ancestral Call first came out, right? Wasn't Ancestral Call in some... Whoa, that was a lot of damage. Wasn't Ancestral Call, in some regards, supposed to be a little bit of that? We didn't have the strike slam set up in the ways that we do now. But I think Ancestral Call was supposed to help with clear. And I think in general, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. In general, slam skills is an archetype. What comes to mind for you? Actually, I should make this as a poll. I should totally do this as a poll. Alright, I'm going to do this as a poll here. I'm going to pretend not to be going hard for a second. Yes, this pathetically slow pace, by the way, is me attempting to go hard. Okay, I'm going to make a poll. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I die while I'm making a poll. Which comes to mind for you as the skill that is more single target oriented? Okay? As the skill type that is more single target oriented. Okay? Is it slam skills? Or is it strike skills? Okay? Poll is live. Alright, which comes to mind for you as the skill type that is more single target oriented? Because what I'm about to say is a little mini... It's a mini hypothesis. That essentially one of these two skill types, it was originally supposed to be more clear oriented, and one was supposed to be more single target oriented. And that has shaped some of its development. I could be wrong. Maybe those aren't even the appropriate divisions of how these skills are designed. So feel free to drop a comment if you think that that this is an inappropriate dichotomy. But when we're talking about melee skills, I think they were designed with some of this stuff in mind about single target or clear, and I think Ancestral Call was designed and released with, obviously, with clear in mind, but it also became apparent that you could use it on a number of skills, Molten Strike, for instance, where it would actually just provide a huge boost to your single target DPS as well. So there's always going to be exceptions in a game like PoE. There's always going to be exceptions. But nonetheless, there is still a general tendency in the design. This is a really good question. Who came up with this? Was this James? James, was this because you asked the question about... I think it was. Because you asked the question about Melee? Good question, James. About the Melee rework. Oh, I didn't want to level up Wave of Conviction. Oh, well. Alright, so... with this passive, we come up here. We now have got 57% spell suppression chance. And we've got 15% chaos res. It's good. Alright, let's go kill Dodre. I'm only 9 levels over the zone, right? Is she gonna kill me? Probably. Alright, here she comes. There's the wither. There's the pop. Whoop. Yeah, she does some good damage. Or rather, I do not mitigate enough of her damage. How about that? Rather than complimenting her. Yikes. Also, she's pretty tough to stay near. For the purposes of flammability and elemental weakness. She's pretty tough to stay near. So that's a disadvantage. Unholy Trinity is going to be a problem. Alright, here come all of her friends. The friends might actually help if they're around, right? Alright, we got her down to about 35%-ish. Watch the explode. The wither stacks are incredible. My golem is staying alive, so that's good. Alright, down she goes. Down she goes. Down she goes. Okay. Alright, let's go touch the waypoint. There we go. And continue our journey. Not so bad. It was mostly the damage, and just the nature of that fight is difficult because of how you have to position and where she's positioned and how she jumps around. Extra chaos damage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I wonder how much that mod actually is, extra chaos damage. I should go find out what the percentage is that is. Alright, let's go to the quay. Okay, what'd you guys say? Ancestral Call support does help with clear for strike skills, but they don't have the range enough to compete with most other skills that have range to them. Yeah, that sounds accurate to me. And yet, imagine a world where Ancestral Call has just been released. Imagine how good it felt. Like right after Ancestral Call was released. Is this going to be the way? Nope. Nope. Imagine how good it felt for melee users right after it came out. You know? Because it was awful beforehand. Like think of a world, think of any skill that uses Ancestral Call, or that scales up using anything that's come after Ancestral Call was released. And you don't have those options. You have no Ancestral Call, and you don't have any of the awesome tools that have been released since Ancestral Call's release, right? You got nothing. You got none of that. Like, now go play Melee. Some players who are Melee players now and they think it's awful, this is a very much an old man rant. You know, get off my lawn. But, like, it's nothing compared to what it once was. Like, with how bad it once was. It was awful. Doesn't mean it's still not less superior. Uh-oh. Got a Soul Eater. Does anybody remember that Soul Eater in X6 that almost killed us, the monkey? It was like, oh yeah, he doesn't hurt at all. And then all of a sudden he hit us twice. We're at like 20% HP. Whoa, hey. Hex Blast leveling up. Oh, he's got life regen? That's obnoxious. Okay, one of these is going to be the way forward, and one of these is going to be the resurrection site, right? This looks like we're getting close to town. Yeah. This run is making me think that I may want to do a softcore trade fresh start with a Hex Blast Jug. Oh, do it. Do it. Isn't that just called Ruthless? You mean a time before Ancestral Call and all the bonuses to Melee? Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. We have those things in Ruthless, right? Like, it's pretty telling, actually, that some of the highest XP players in Ruthless have played Melee. They've played, what is it, Earth Shatterer? Right? Is it, or Bone Shatterer, not Earth Shatterer. They've played Bone Shatterer. Earth Shatterer is the totem. Yeah. Now I've got even less mana to work with. Wah, ha, ha, ha. Uh-oh, there's a lot of corpses around. Yikes. Alright, down goes Tolman. Alright, thank you, Miss Clarissa. Onwards we go. I haven't touched strikes for two reasons. Good weapons are harder demand for it, and the clear makes it go even slower. I probably should have checked down here just to see if it continued going that way, but I think it's this way. I don't think the resurrection site is ever across the same boat as the way forward, but I could be wrong. Oh, that should have been it. No? Hinder aura. Slightly annoying. There we go. There's the way forward. Is this another hinder aura? No. Fire and ignite resistant? Yeah, we'll see how well you stand up to this, buddy. Hey, what's up, Gross Mike? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you today. We've got a poll question today, Gross Mike, that we are asking throughout the chat. Which comes to mind for you as the skill type that is more single target oriented? Is it slam skills or is it strike skills? It's kind of an interesting little mind query. Oh, he's got invulnerability and he summons more copies of himself. That's obnoxious. Well, it's a good thing we've got decent AoE. Oh my goodness. My spirit is spent. I need to go kill Azaro. It's going to make killing stuff a lot easier. I'm only level 64. He's a level 55 fight. My single target still is kind of lacking, though. That's kind of what I'm worried about in that fight. So I had a revelation last night while I was sleeping. I woke up in the middle of the night, as I often do, because I'm an old geriatric man. Those of you who are young people, enjoy it while you're young. You won't have to wake up at all hours of the night to use the restroom. But during one of my many interruptions of my sleep last night, I asked the question to myself. And Mouthfeel, I know you're going to be upset about this. I already know. But I asked myself the question, is it going to be easier for me to level my Scion using Exsanguinate and basically only using Exsanguinate and Chain as basically the only supports that I can use for that? Or is it going to be easier for me to actually level up even with a melee user, with a melee character, like using weapons, but if I've got oodles of support gems for it, which I do. I do have oodles of support gems for a elemental-based attack user. And so I think that's what I'll probably do on the Scion, because I've got faster attacks, got rage, got elemental damage with attacks, support, and I think I've got one more. That are all pretty good for going melee. Oh, multi-strike. I've also got multi-strike as well. Like, I've just got a bunch of gems that I can use for that. And so I think that's what I'll test out the next time I play the Scion. We'll give it a go. We'll give it the old college try. And see which ends up being easier. Whoop. I am definitely stuttering here. It's not telling me that I'm losing any frames. But the fact that we already lost internet once is a little nerve-wracking. It's just a little nerve-wracking. Don't worry, it's not like we're playing hardcore or anything. Bone Shatter has AoE built in. Yeah, that's a fair point. I feel like a lot of the slam skills do have AoE built in, because maybe the better distinction is not single target, but rather single use. I feel like slams in general are supposed to be, hey, wind up and make a big hit, whereas strike skills are supposed to be, okay, let's use faster attacks and get a lot of wax in. Wax on, wax off, wax in, you know? Heavy strike maybe is the exception to that. Like, heavy strike feels more like a slam skill to me. In terms of its pacing. You're supposed to just wind up and take a really big swing at something. But again, maybe I've got bad definitions up for us in the question today. So, if you feel like it's not a very good poll question, feel free to correct or point out the nuances. Ah! Alright, this passive point. I don't think boots, helmet, and gloves have evasion, so that ain't gonna work for us. But I think we are relatively close. We're 57%. So what is that? I need 43? 43 more percent for our spell suppression cap. There's no way I'm getting 43% more. Ugh. I was saying the other day, come down here through intuition and give some life, evasion, and move speed. We could come up and grab instinct. Instinct is what? We said 20, 22%. Actually, if I go Mage Bane, what does it do? I've got refund points. Let me get to a spot and I'll check it on POB. Let's get to the next waypoint and then we can check where to spend this passive point. Oh, look at them cute rats. All these cute little rats. Swarming rats. Drop me a rat's nest. Wait, this is... I'm on my way back to the waypoint. Okay. Well, then in that case, let's do this. Ice Crash is my favorite melee skill to level with. If you have multi-strike and can scale your AoE. Ooh. My knee-jerk response was strike, but if you can get multi-strike plus splash damage, then you can scale it. Again, lightning resist. Why is every single piece of gear that I find that has life and resistance on it rolling that resistance as lightning resistance? Why? Why? Alright, so we actually have two passives. Okay, so let's go look in POB for a sec. Let's pull up Bane Draconis. Okay. Alright, so if I come onto the tree and I take Mage Bane, what does that do to my spell suppression? I go up to 72%. My evasion only loses 5%-ish. So I get 15%. That's not bad. Because I'm not scaling up my evasion as it is. I have 150% increased evasion on the tree. Wow. I kind of actually have a lot of evasion. I don't believe that. This says I got 731. What is going on here? What are all these configurations? Okay, go back to a new one. I must have overrid something. No, it's right. Wow. Okay, there we go. 7% evade chance. That looks right. Okay. No, that's totally worth it. I lose 3% chance to evade, but I gain 15% spell suppression. That's totally worth it. Okay, so we're going to go Mage Bane. So now we're 72%. So now I'm only 28% away from full on. So this is 8. And then this is 8 plus 16 is 24. Whereas I think this one's 22. Oh, this wheel down here is, I think this is the other good wheel. Where is it? Yeah, the entrench wheel is 12 plus 15. That's 27. Oh, that put me at 99%. But it's a long ways away to travel. I guess it's not that. Well, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's a long ways. Trying to convince myself it's not a long ways. It's a long ways. Oh, I just had to come all the way up here and get all this chaos damage. But that's okay. The damage is proving worth it. The damage is good. I guess if I come down towards entrench, I can go in and get thick skin. Hey, Rakira. I finally took down Cirrus today. My record while he was current content was 15% HP, 5% off call. That's great news, Rakira. Good work, man. What was the build that you took him down with? That's fantastic, by the way. I'm glad to hear that. Crit Shockwave Cyclone Slayer. Oh, nice. That's interesting. I'm using Second Sight to nearly crit quap. Wow. Heist contracts would be so juicy for getting those good rares and gems. It would be. It would be. If I was good at the game and wasn't terrified that I was going to die. That's what I'd be doing. Okay, so what if I come down? If I come down this way, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to entrench and thick skin. But it also puts me near herbalism. I'm already at level 65. Maybe I just give up on the dream of being capped on spell suppression. Maybe I just give up on that dream. It was a dream. A fevered dream. Was never meant to happen. Ooh. Ooh. That's a thought. Now, this is not a curse gem. This is a hex gem. But flammability is a curse. Elemental weakness is a curse. So that could add some damage. But even that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 passives in. I think I'm kind of spoiled for choice here because I've got such a spread out tree. I think I'm going to do what we were saying yesterday. Actually come up here and grab Soul of Steel. Let's do that. It also gives us enough strength that we can respec prowess and still use our entire configuration. Yeah. And then with our next 4 passives, we can come in here and grab... Oof. Grab Soul of Steel. Which will give us some more armor. That'll put us back up over 50%, because we're not at 50% right now. Well met. Anything good? Oh, look, lightning resistance. Thanks, buddy. Every single piece of gear that I get, if it's got resistance on it right now, it's just always lightning. And look, 110 lightning resist. I'm fine on lightning resist, okay, game? Oh, boy. All right, we're going to close this poll. Let's see what the results are. Survey says, which comes to mind for you as the skill type that is more single target oriented? Strike skills, 80% say strike skills are more single target. Heavy strike, molten strike. What else? Is it dual strike? Versus slam skills. Slam skills are more AoE. There you go. Well, the people have spoken. The people being you all. That's pretty interesting. All right, where's the Gemling Legion? That's going to be another passive. Actually, if we keep going over towards Soul of Steel as well, it is more flat strength, right? So flat strength allows us to have a little bit more flexibility for our gear choices. So that's not all bad. Because right now we're having to use a lot of stuff that's got strength on it, so that way we can actually use the chest piece we're using. Because that's where like virtually all of our damages, or our armor is coming from. It's coming from that chest piece. Also, maybe I should test out ailment proliferation again. Should see if that's worth using. I think the conch effect is still probably better. Oh, I should go kill Azaro as well. Alright, let's go get the next waypoint and then we'll go kill Azaro. We're only 10 levels over his zone. We should be able to get him, right? Famous last words. It's only the second Azaro. We're not going on to the third Azaro, so... Second Azaro should be fine. I think I'm kind of tempted to play... something like that for the gauntlet. I don't know. I'm going to have to probably... what I need to do is I need to sit down and finish this challenge before the gauntlet. So what does that mean? I need to progress my duelist all the way to Kitava, so Act 8, 9, and 10. Ranger, 8, 9, and 10. And then I need to get my Scion all the way through the game, basically. My Scion hasn't even ascended the first time yet, so... And all that needs to happen before next Friday. Wait, is this the wrong... Yeah, this is the wrong way to the waypoint. If the damage ever starts to scale off on this build, then I'm in trouble. Because that's the only thing this build's got going for it right now. Is its damage. I could see this character dying in Act 9. Like, we'll get ambushed by somebody from the Syndicate. Down he goes. We got an explosive trap. Woohoo! There's the waypoint. Gonna work on some ideas for you to stream music with your videos and how to implement that via OBS without running into YouTube issues. Oh, thank you, Mouthfeel. That's very kind. If I can figure out a way just to implement it on the stream, I'm sure I can just download like a whole swath of stuff, and then it's not even... the music wouldn't have to stream, which would also prevent any delay on the music coming through. It'd probably be nicer if it's coming through an audio playing program than through the internet where I might have hiccups. Alright, let's come up here. Alright, so now all of our next passives are giving us all elemental resistances and armor. Ooh, what is this?
They're a little flat chocolate cookies because we had helper, but they should taste fine.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
Down, so.
Alright. Let me try and flip it. There we go.
They are very thin. They just, I think
Who was the
son,
helper?
Ray.
Oh, second daughter. Look, guys,
Maybe
Mrs.
a
D
little
brought
bit
us
more
chocolate chip
flour, but-
cookies. Ta-da!
I let her do all the measuring, so they're a little bit. Well, don't show those. Those aren't the best ones.
They're a little flat. The 5-year-old helps, she said. Let's test them out.
But how do they taste?
Pretty good.
Need more flour in them?
Need more what?
Do they need more flour to thicken it? Too sweet?
Maybe?
Too much sugar in it, maybe? I don't know.
Have you tried one?
No, it could just be.
She didn't try one. She brought me food that she hasn't tried. She's trying to. She's gonna poison me. Oh, okay. No, I think
Maybe the sun, because the dough is sitting in the sun, maybe.
no. I think they're good.
They're just flat.
Yeah, they're just flat.
They're like the flat.
That's all. It's just a flat
Well,
cookie.
good. I'm glad they're at least good. If you
Yeah,
enjoy
they're
them
quite
when you're
good.
streaming.
Thank you, dear. Lads, find yourself someone like Mrs. Draconis who makes you cookies while you play games. Got to maps with Absolution on my Juggernaut. Great skill for Ruthless. Oh, good call, Derek. We were talking about Absolution the other day as being the premier skill for summoners now. That's one of the better skills for summoners. Obviously, SRS is the meta one this league, but Absolution apparently is good now, huh? All right, let's go take on Azaro. Life Leech on your Galvanic field is a huge regen boost for doing lab if you have it. Oh, I don't have Life Leech. Sign and Ruthless must be a pain since you don't really get an Ascendancy until Cruel Lab. I mean, just the extra passives, though. Here's the thing, Rikira. One of the biggest takeaways, one of the biggest lessons that we've learned, I think you guys have heard me say it every single day that we've streamed. Legit, the passive tree, I've never appreciated it more than I do now in Ruthless. Like, the passive tree and the power that you get from the passive tree is substantial. It's quite good. It's very well needed. It's also like the only deterministic power that you get in Ruthless. Everything else is drop related or RNG crafting related. I'm stuffing my face with these good cookies. Oh no, there's some stuck in my beard. Save it for later. You know what a beard is, right? It's just a pantry for your snacks. Okay, he's got the goddess and he's got a lieutenant. Ooh, that hurt. Forget my freedom? But how can I? I'm William Wallace. I like shouting about my freedom. Freedom! I narrowly avoided that slam. I was just outside of its AoE. Kind of spooky. Oh, why thank you, Azaro. Yeah, thanks for making fun of my damage, Azaro. Am I going to die to traps? Maybe. It's happened before. Do I have to go this way? What if I don't want to go this way? I don't think I want to be over here. Yeah, that's a dead-end room. Imagine if I had Flame Dash. Imagine. Imagine having a dash skill. See, I think this is why I'm going to enjoy the Gauntlet so much, because it's going to be my first time playing normal PoE. Normal PoE in a long time. I'm going to have the crafting bench. It's going to feel great. Right? That's what I keep telling myself. Who cares if enemies deal more damage? Ooh, the Merveil fight. But I'm going to have support gems. You know, if the Gauntlet wanted to be a real Gauntlet, that should be the joke, guys. We should come in and just be the most obnoxious person. Is that what we should do? Come in and be the super, ultra obnoxious person? You know, if this wanted to be a real challenge, it would need to be Ruthless. We could be super obnoxious guy. Nah. Super obnoxious guy is obnoxious. I got Absolution on a 4-link with Summon Phantasm, added fire support, and increased crit strikes. Ooh. So really what I'm hearing is Summon Phantasm got you through. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't hurt me. You're going to feel like you're flying in Trade League? Oh, man. My ancient crawling speed of progressing through Trade League, even with Twink Gear, where it takes me several hours to get through, is going to feel like I'm an absolute boss. That was good. I didn't die to traps. Until my internet connection goes out, and then it tells me I did. No, you were actually not playing on the server at that time. You actually died to traps. Ruthless Gauntlet would be sick. So, Derek, that's what we're thinking of doing for next league, for 321. We're thinking of doing a private league for G3 people. It would be free for everybody, but patrons would get preferred slots. Guild members would then also get preferred slots, and then whatever slots are left over, anybody can take. And the idea would be play it with like a gauntlet setup with like added damage, added projectiles, all that. Don't make it hardcore though, because obviously you want to be playing, you know, for the duration of the league, but do it in Ruthless. And so it's trade, it's not SSF. But there'd be so few players, right? Our guild is only 120 players or whatever the limit is. So it's not like there'd be thousands of players like there's going to be for the Gauntlet. But Ziz's Gauntlet is SSF as well. So it doesn't matter what you find to trade to other players. It's just what you can actually use. So, anyway, I think it would be interesting. So it's what's on the table at the moment for next league. That's at least my idea. Playing Super Meat Boy with my kids has really helped with my rhythm on fighting the traps. My oldest son has been loving playing Super Meat Boy recently. So every once in a while, before bedtime, I'll get a request. Hey, Dad, can you come get this badge? No, bandage. They're bandages in Super Meat Boy. Can you come get this bandage for us? And then I'll inevitably give it a shot. And 16,000 tries later, yeah, we got the bandage. Oh, this was not the right way. That sound always freaks me out. The sound of the buzzsaw. But don't worry, it's just my golem. It's not me. And for some reason, minions take way less damage. It's probably a good thing, but they take way less damage on the traps. Groupless? I like that name, Brandon. I'll sell you my dash skill at a premium. Lol. I'll just watch on the sidelines. That's okay. It's okay. You know, not everybody's got to play it and enjoy it. Everybody can play their own way. I just think it would be fun. Play Ruthless. Monsters are going to have extra projectiles. Softcore, you know, I'm not going to make everybody else be as masochistic as I am. I might just start deleting characters, though, if I have a character die. I might still play it as hardcore. Delete the character with all the items that I've traded for. You know, I might do that. Is this the way? Yeah, we found the way. Do you know the way?
An aspirant can afford to be promising. An emperor must keep those promises.
Alright, so if we successfully kill Azaro here, if we're able to pull this off, we will then have Culling Strike for the rest of the campaign. That will mean a lot. Watch the slam. All right. Ooh, move speed. That's cool. I'm down with that. Enemies that have 20% or lower life when hit by your skills are killed. And then also move speed. Right? Is that a unique? Oh no, just when you kill an enemy. When you kill an enemy, we're going to get a little bit of move speed. So that's good. So that's some much needed added quality of life for the build. All right, so let's see what this feels like. My spirit is spent. Well, we're getting the move speed, so that's nice. This is going to help against bosses a lot. Against all the bosses that we have to fight. Unholy Trinity, Lunaris, Solaris. Oh, you're the corpse exploder. Well, you summon enough corpses there, buddy. Ooh. We haven't gotten that many rare bow stuff. Quivers or bows. Well, I guess we did get a fair share of bows, actually. They were just all terrible. All right, into the temple we go. Oh, look at that. We're sustaining maps. Sustaining maps in Act 8. OP, OP. Alright, this is the way out the other end. Alright, I didn't even get the waypoint yet. This is a dead end, no? Yep. That move speed is pretty noticeable. The 10%. When you haven't had any move speed at all, like your entire playthrough, on several characters, having any little smidgen of move speed is quite noticeable. I feel like I'm flying through this right now. Sorry, guys. I'm not even going to stick around and kill all y'all. I got places to go. Solaris has an appointment with me. Oh man, imagine how the Raider would feel with this amount of move speed. Actually, the Raider probably has comparable move speed. I don't know though. The Raider doesn't have that good of boots, I don't think. So the suggestion was made yesterday to try and get all of the characters like to Katava, and then do a stream where we just kill Katava. I kind of like that as an idea. If I can line it up, if I can line things up to do that way, then that would be cool. It would require me not actually killing Katava once I get this character to Katava, though. But I think that'd be kind of fun to have like a big day where with just 3 of our characters we go in and we kill Katava. It does mean, though, it does mean that my last 3 characters aren't swapping any items. You know? So. Which is fine. I probably have plenty of stuff. I've literally saved like everything that I've ever used this league. Everything has gotten saved. If I've used it, it's gotten saved, so probably have plenty of gear. I'll say it this way. If I don't have the gear to get the characters to where they need to get to, it ain't gonna happen then. Well, that's a lovely dead end. Nope, that's dead end too. Well, that's just lovely. Isn't she lovely? Oh, is that the dead end? Maybe, 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 maybe. Yeah, there we go. Alright, here we go. Let's go fight Solaris. Single target is seriously lacking. That's one thing I gotta say about the build. That's the one bad thing I'll say about the damage. Could use some more single target. I think the best gem for us at this point would just be added chaos. Right? Because with the amount of added effectiveness of damage, it'd be pretty nuts, so. By the way, Cull coming in there. Good work, Cull. Alright. Anything good? Oh, 74 life. And, of course, what type of resistance is going to be on it? Lightning. Oh, look, that's got fire resistance on it. Oh, life and cold resistance. 28 life and 7 cold resistance. Oh, get out of here. This is what it feels like to be rich and ruthless, by the way. Throwing away items that actually have life rolls on them. Oh, man. Whoops. There we go. All right, this goes in the mapping tab. How many chromes do I have? I have 2 chromes. I could try and roll this. Let's see if we can roll this to get a blue. Nope. Yeah, I got a blue. All right, summon Stone Golem. And now we've also got our Lightning Golem. All right, let's go up here to Solaris. Look at how fast. Look at how fast we went. We actually went so fast we did not reset the zone. That is not something we've always been able to say, folks. As pathetic as that sounds. Sometimes we take so long to kill things that the zone resets on us. Not today. Today we are speed. Nope, not touching that box. I got places to go. I got a date with Lunaris. I got a date with Blood Aquas, actually. That's what I got a date with. Blood Aquas, here we come. Hopefully. Oh my. Oh, I gotta kill Ugil as well, don't I? Ugil's worth a passive point. I think that's the only other passive, right? We already went to the right side, so we already got Gemling Legion. Whoa, hey. Regulus, come on, man. Take a chill pill. There you go. Hey, does my culling strike apply to my golems? It can't be, right? It's got to be when you hit an enemy, right? It's not your minions. Otherwise, I would have been playing minion culling strike for years on end. It'd be kind of funny. All right, let's go to the concourse, Harbor Bridge, and cross the bridge. Hey, do you guys cross the bridge in the middle, or do you go on the one of the lower sides? How do you guys cross? You guys go down here? You guys go through the middle. I always go through the middle. Middle is best. Especially if you're using projectiles or some sort of range skill, because then you can be like, ha, I hit those guys down there. Ha, I hit those guys down there, right? Oof, I'm taking damage from these guys. What's the damage on these? Oh, poisons, okay. Hey, look, there's a bunch of guys down there. Ha ha. Ha ha. Hey, what's up, Zambi? Big time middle guy here. Yeah, I always go through the middle. Always go through the middle. Hopefully your day is going well, Zambi. Our day is going all right. We have ascended a second time, so now we've got improved cull. We got 20% cull on our Hexblast Slayer. We are just pushing on through on this character. We're about to finish Act 8. Well, about to finish is probably pushing it. We're about 2/3 of the way through. And maybe not quite 2/3. Maybe we're 3/5. Yeah, it's probably more accurate. Oh, these guys hurt. I think over here was where I almost died on a character, actually. It was the cold damage. Somebody, like, did exposure? Yeah, I think they do cold exposure. And then a whole bunch of glacial cascades all at once. Sounds kind of spooky. Ooh, Jeweler's Orb. Nice. That was a big old ice crash. But look at how fast we go. Wait, you crossed the bridge to the other side? Is that the way? That's one way to go. Yeah. You don't have to, you can skip like these entire zones. Either Well, the Quay you need to do for the passive, but I think you can skip right here. I don't even remember what that zone is, but you can skip it, I'm pretty sure. There's like a whole zone that you can skip. You're probably not wasting a bunch of time. I'm probably doing it wrong. If anybody's doing something wrong here, Zambi, it's probably me. All right, now we're at 112, 85, 115. But look at our movement speed modifier, 31%. Whoa! And that's before we kill something. If we kill something, now look at it, 41%. What is this? I'm not even using haste on this character. Imagine if I was using haste. Yeah, click on this waypoint because then eventually I'll want to go to the bathhouses and do Yu-Gi-Oh! But right now we're going to go kill Lunaris. That is the plan. El Plano. Extra damage to injured foes. Okay. Fast energy shield recharge. Okay. Alright, here's the General Grievous wannabe. Cold damage General Grievous. Whoa. That was a lot of damage. But he's dead. Thank goodness for improved cull. If Improved Cull was a shopping center, I would go there every day. Be like, oh man, this is the only place I shop. It's so good. Every other place only gives me 10% off. This place gives me 20% off. The Quay is pronounced key? Oh, really? It's the key? Really? The key? I genuinely did not know that. That's good to know. See, you're teaching me things every day. The Solaris Concourse is the area I never touch. I go up both sides, then when I have both orbs, I go back to Lunaris, then I hit the bridge. There you go. That's another approach. See, there's lots of ways to go. There's always something new to learn in PoE. It's one of the things that we all love about PoE. Always something new to learn. Whether you've killed Cirrus 1,000 times, whether you never play late game characters and you just always level new characters, whether you play Trade League, solo self-found, hardcore, softcore, it's always something to learn. Alright, those guys, ooh, see, they curse with a pretty good frostbite curse. I think that's why I've taken some pretty heavy hits in here before. Not having super capped alley res makes a difference. Damage is still okay. The pack damage is still pretty good. AoE damage is still pretty good. Single target, a little bit lacking, but what can you do? Key is the phonetic. Oh, that's good to know. I only happen to know that because I live next to an ocean port, and that's what they call it. Interesting. Kind of a hybrid between key and K. But like 80% K. Okay. Wow. You're genuinely teaching me a lot right here. This is good. You can tell I'm a landlubber, see? I clearly don't know the nautical language. That's pretty cool. Next thing you know, you're gonna tell me that channel is actually pronounced chunnel. I'm teasing. But that is, right? That is what it's called going from France to England. Taking the chunnel? From Paris to London? It's actually not, right? Isn't it from a different town? I forget the name of it. I've only ridden it once, okay? Somebody out there who's ridden it multiple times should correct me. Please correct my American ignorance. Unlike many Americans, I enjoy being corrected and learning. Well, as much as any American could. How about that? Probably not as much as folks who are not American, right? I still have a lot of that American arrogance. There's no doubt about that. Oh, full or above fusing. That's good news. That's very good news. Anybody else got random words that are pronounced not the way they're actually written? Sounds like a fun discussion question. I gotta say, for the longest time, I used to pronounce it Gibraltar rather than Gibraltar. Or Gibraltar. Used to pronounce it Gibraltar. Yeah, you know, go through the Straits of Gibraltar, you know? Trafalgar Square? Admiral Nelson? What? Nobody's going to get these references. Especially nobody in the United States. Nobody's going to be like, what? It's English and French war history, okay? And I guess a bit of Spanish war history as well. Whoop, wrong way. Oh man, imagine in the gauntlet, I'm gonna have move speed skills, guys. I'm gonna have movement skills. What is that gonna feel like? You know, I might play the hot step build. I might do that. Where all I do is do ignite prolif and just frost blink around. Do the fire conversion frost blink. I think to do tier 16s though, that does need some like serious unique investment. I think there's some serious uniques that you need for it to scale. But for SSF to get it started with, you could probably just use like what? Chance to ignite? Right, like ignite proliferation, added fire. Get some conversion going. Well, a lot of the conversion is probably going to help from heat shiver too. What a shock. A heat shiver build. Isn't the channel tunnel so chunnel for short? Almost every Irish name. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I would say there's also a lot of southern words from the southern portions of the United States that are not necessarily pronounced the way how they're written, and there's plenty of town names that in English are written a bit strangely phonetically, because they're actually based off of Native American languages. So that can also mess with the phonetics of it a little bit, at least as it's spelled in English. Also, I was having a conversation with my kids about this earlier, about Chinese. Why is Sao 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 and not Cow Cow? And sometimes it's actually pronounced both, depending on what you're listening to. All right, let's go. Do we want to kill Yugo? Why not? Let's go kill Yugo. Right? It's another passive point. We always talk about how strong passive points are. Don't want to be passing up a passive point. Yugo might be a bit of a pain in the butt, though. Is there a way? There is a waypoint in Bathhouse. It's all the way back at the other entrance. Let's actually just go get that waypoint, actually. Because he does a bunch of cold damage. I would feel much better about coming back and killing Yugo once I have 77% cold resist. I only have 2,500 HP as well. I should have like 3k by now. Why are all my characters... I feel like my Juggernaut and my Hierophant, they were pretty good for the thresholds that I normally like. But since then, everybody else has been kind of shaky. Maybe I just need to deal with it. Maybe 2,500 HP is enough to go kill Kitava. Maybe with the damage that I'm doing it is enough. Hector, come here. Run into this wall over here. Come here, Hector. Hector, come here. Hector, come here. Okay, there you go. There you go, Hector. Alright, thank you, Hector. Alright, where is Yu-Gi-Oh? See that? Did you see that? That was serious damage there. Some of that is from the bubbling leftover life things. I forget what they're called. But they are no joke. And Yu-Gi-Oh has a bunch of them in his fight. In my state, Louisville is Louisville instead of the silent S. Yeah, Louisville. Are y'all going to Louisville? How am I surviving the porcupines even? I only have 49% Fizmit. I don't feel like that's... Is that... I guess that's good enough to take on the porcupines. I feel like I've lost characters to porcupines before. But I guess I have a... Just enough. I have enough. Oh, maybe some of it is the recoup as well. Maybe whatever damage I'm taking... No, but recoup happens over 4 seconds. I feel like this is mitigation. I feel like whatever damage is coming in, I'm just mitigating it. Oh, no, that time I took some damage. Alright, Hex Blast got another level. Let's get excited. Oh, that's spooky. Couple of those floaty ball things. What are they called? Somebody find out what they're called. Aren't they called chilled volatiles or something? It's not Volatile Dead. But they're massive, massive slow balls. They're like Volatile Dead, but they don't explode. Rather than exploding, they just sit on top of you. And it's a degen, it's not a hit. I'm fairly certain of that. I might be wrong. Maybe they just sit on top of you and hit you multiple times. I'm pretty sure it's a degen. This is one of the reasons why I value having move speed at this point. Oh, I'm not killing any of those. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. In the Dynasty Warriors, they used Cao Cao at first, but later they used the S. Jugulion is a name that's written differently than said. Yeah. Very, very good points. Oof. Yu-Gi-Oh, you hurt, boy. Alright, watch the slow balls. Okay, so I can survive his leap, at least at the moment. Granted, this is only his first form. Alright, out come his pals. It's Yu-Gi-Oh and friends. Big old jump. Slow speed charge. Big old jump. Alright, big old jump back into the pool, and here comes Ugil and Friends. Today on Ugil and Friends, we're interviewing Jerry Seinfeld and Jerry Springer. Yes, it's the great coming together of Jerry's. On Rayclast's favorite talk show, Ugil and Friends. What if that was like the Johnny Carson late night version of Rayclast? It's the TV show everybody on Rayclast wants to watch late at night. Before you go to bed, make sure you catch Ugil and Friends with guests from all over the place. Besides for Jerry Springer and Jerry Seinfeld, who else would make the Jerry All of Fame? Not Hall of Fame, the All of Fame. The Jerry All of Fame. Alright, in we go. Sarn encampment. Thank you, Hargan. Yep, found him, no problem. It's easy, because, you know, things are easy. Things just come naturally to me. Gain 1 mana per enemy killed. That's an item. That is an item. Wowee. The amount of things that we found in this Ruthless run that are just garbage. It's pretty funny. Okay, so we're at 90% over cap, so we're good from exposure, I think. You're dating yourself with Johnny Carson references? Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Hey, I like to watch Johnny Carson. You guys can watch him on YouTube. Go watch Johnny Carson on YouTube. You know? Ugil and the Geriatrics. There you go. Jerry Rice. Oh, there you go. Jerry Stiller. See? These would all make the Jerry All of Fame. Not the Hall of Fame, but the All of Fame. All right, let's go back to Solaris. And then resummon our helpful little golem. And then let's run and finish Act 8. We're making pretty good time here. We'll at least be able to make some progress into Act 9 today. Also, at this point, I probably shouldn't even be killing anything, right? I mean, look at my level. Well, I guess this is relatively close to my level. Relatively. It's closer than the 9 levels it was a while ago. My move speed is just so overwhelming that I'm rushing through this act. I think it's funny that across all these characters, though, I've yet to find a 5-link. Forget 6-link. Like, I'm not doing any side content that would produce a 6-link, but not even a natural 5-link dropping for me in all of Act 9 and 10 on 4 different characters so far. Not even a 5-link that's like wrong colors, wrong base, blah, 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 blah. Because I've played enough different characters. It's going to be the right colors and right base for one of my characters. But the fact that it's just no bueno for any of them? A worthy opponent. Life. Okay, that would be fantastic if it was like 51 life and 18 all res and 16 chaos res. That would be fantastic, but it's not. It's none of those things. It's garbage. All right, here we go. Stand behind her. Watch the degen. Oof, that hurt. Watch the shaper beam, the little mini shaper beam. What was that slow? I was standing on something that... Oh, she's got a chill. That's what it is. Okay. Does she have a chilling aura? I don't think so. She's getting close. Oh, that was getting close too. Oh, that was spooky. Okay, her chill is quite scary. All right, Blood Aquas. Always feels good. I'm going to take a bite of a cookie, you know, because it feels good. I'm just going to bask. Just going to bask for a moment in the feeling that is Blood Aquas. Oh, it feels good. It feels good to reach Blood Aquas. Thinking about gear, Rog for Expedition would be really strong and Ruthless. Every bit of side content. Look at this. Look at my menagerie with Einhar. Where is it? Look at this. Like, I actually have stuff. I can create a talisman. I can have a bunch of conditional flask stuff. And I haven't been farming any of this stuff. I haven't been mapping. This is just naturally through the axe what I found. Decent stuff. But haven't wanted to risk accidentally... Because that can happen. You accidentally click on a super high level beast and then you get blown up. That can happen. Not saying that's ever happened to me, mind you. I actually don't think I've ever made that mistake in hardcore, but I have made that mistake in softcore. Where I've gone in to grab something on a low level character. And I already had like a high level beast and the game grabbed the high level beast in order for the crafting recipe to work. That was awkward. Superior Summon Ice Golem. I actually don't have a Summon Ice Golem, so there you go. That's kind of nice. Kind of nifty. Thank you, Blood Aquas. There we go. Where's the duelist now? Hey, good reminder, Patrick. We need to update. I need to update the stream counter. We've officially made it to Act 9. I need to do it before my duelist, dies in Blood Aquas. So good reminder. Go to properties. Let's update. Duelist is in Act 9. Woohoo! We made progress. I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, wrong way. Okay, these guys might do damage. There's always 2 magic packs here. There's one that comes around the corner. Oh, that's a chrome. Yeah, I think having Elemental Prolif might be worth it at this point. Because there's a lot of these packs that I'm not quite killing the whole pack. There's like 1 or 2 stragglers. Watch for the Lightning Mirage guy. Hey, level 67. Nobody kills me when I'm level 66. Ha! Nobody! Alright, now we've got Soul of Steel. Look at our armor. Look at what's going to happen. Oh! We're up to 55% Physmit. And now we're 76% Fire Res, 77% Cold Res, 76% Lightning Res. We got 72% chance to Spell Suppress. I like it. I like it. I like it. I still think I should probably come down through here and grab, like, Instinct or something. Written in Blood is 25% life, so I should grab that. And that's right there. I don't need to take travel nodes. What's that? That's heresy on this build. Not taking travel nodes to get, like, 1 or 2 things? That's sacrilege. Ooh. Adds fire damage to spells. Too bad it doesn't also have the plus to chaos.
Take care.
But I'll keep it. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I keep it? It's my own. My precious. Alright, onward through Act 8. Wait, onward through Act 9. I think that Expedition would be fantastic for side content. I haven't touched an Alva encounter at all. And the one delve that I did ripped a character. So. Oof. These guys do damage. My health is actually going down when they hit me. It's kind of spooky. You're not supposed to do damage to me. I think when I run through all this with my Raider, I might literally just run through it. Because I have phasing, right? Why actually stop to kill anything? Why not just, like, put on some move speed boots and run? And we'll see how fast we can go. Oh, you know what? Something I didn't do? Maybe we do that on the last day of the stream. We do a comparison of how many monsters each character killed on their way to Kitava. That'd be kind of cool. Since we can do that monster kill count now. That's a pretty cool function that they've added. Or maybe it was always there and I just didn't know about it. But I feel like that's pretty cool. Oh. That was a lot of damage. What is the damage coming from here? He's accurate. Like, what? He's just accurate. That's all he is. Okay, that's terrifying. Just being accurate is enough for this guy to do damage. Spooky. Alright. Now this is where we get ambushed, right? Oh boy. There's some poison damage in this arena. In this zone. But there's also the chance that we start getting ambushed, right? Or not yet. Is it the next encounter for Jun? I gotta defeat the mummies. Hey, hey, we're the mummies. People say we mummy around. We're too busy decomposing to drag anybody down. Nobody will get that reference either, Dave. Just you and me. You and me will be the only ones that know that a popular boy band from back in the 60s actually had a television show. Anybody ever watch it? Anybody? No? Anybody ever heard of it? No? It's the answer to the trivia question, which boy band in the 60s? British pop boy band. Oh, there's an Abyss. Now, I have interacted with one other Abyss. I have done one other Abyss, but I didn't kill things fast enough for it to drop me a Ghastly Jewel, or to give me the trove. We will see. And I don't think I'm killing things fast enough here either. Oh, it is moving. What? Lo and behold? This is a lot of projectiles. This is what the gauntlet's going to feel like, so I just need to get used to it. Right? Boatload of projectiles. I'm not getting a trove. It's just going to close. Oh, that's all. One of these guys has a curse on it. That's not fair. That's so not fair. I need curse immunity. Forget all these other immunities. I need curse immunity. You can get a good amount of reduced curse effect on the tree. That is a thing. Oh, he's hexproof. Hexproof and he curses. What a jerk. I'm leaving. See ya. And I've got the move speed to do it. Bravely, bravely, Sir Robin. You bravely ran away. Got the move speed to do it. None of my other characters could say that. Like, before this character, fast move speed? Well, I guess the Raider. The Raider's got a little bit of move speed. But before this character's move speed, like, move speed for any of my characters has been like plus 10. Plus 18. Maybe a pair of boots that have got plus 20 on them. But a lot of my boots, I've needed to use my boots to fix resistances and stuff. So it's pretty spiffy to have a character that actually has some move speed. Used to love that show. There you go. You and me both, Dave. It's a good show. Then again, the vast majority of people who ever check out the YouTube channel probably don't even know what network television is. Maybe some of them know what cable television is, because when they go out to bars, they see that there's a television on, and the television isn't quite yet playing Hulu or Netflix. That's a question. Does anybody know of any restaurants or bars that actually play, like, have a Hulu or Netflix subscription? I would think those shows are too specific to be played in a restaurant bar environment. I would think everybody would want sports or news. Or like the weather. Oh, hospitals. Hospitals and doctors' offices also used to always have TVs with network and cable television on. I doubt any of those are going to have a Netflix, Hulu, YouTube premium subscription, etc. Then again, maybe they would. Alright, is this where I need to kill Boulderback? I think this is the zone, right? This is the zone where Boulderback is? Yeah, there's the bunch of bulls. Is a centaur only a mix of a horse and a man? Right? Because the Minotaur is not a centaur. But the Minotaur is half bull, half man. Right? Minotaur by nature is half bull, half man, right? Centaur is half horse, half man. Minotaur, help me out with my mythology here. I need help with my fantastical creature knowledge. Used to love watching Seinfeld in the waiting room. Oh, yeah. Back in the day. See, I did not grow up in a wealthy family. And so for us, we were solidly middle-class Americans on many things and solidly lower class on others. And so going to the doctor's office was like, oh man, I get to watch TV, you know? Oh, full drop Orb of Alchemy. Let's go. Ooh, that hurts. What hurts about this guy? Something hurts. There we go. Oh, he's dead now. Full drop Orb of Alchemy. What is this guy? Extra lightning damage and exposure. Well, he's going to be dead now. Haha. Thanks to our improved cull. Oh, was that a chrome? Nope. I am going to need to get a filter, by the way. I will need to get a filter for the gauntlet. But I think I'll get a filter once I decide which build I'm going to play. Which that'll be a whole other thing entirely. Correct, they are different creatures. A centaur, or occasionally hippo centaur, is a creature from Greek mythology with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a horse. Just call them demis. Way easier. What's a demi? Oh, you're talking about from... oh, that's a Stranger Things reference, right? Did I get it? I've always had TV, but I remember a time before internet service. Oh, man. Well, COVID has changed a lot of things. So over the last several years in culture, one of the things that's changed is nobody sits in a waiting room anymore, right? That is a very rare thing. Raise your hand if you ever remember waiting in a dentist office. Raise your hand if you ever remember waiting at a doctor's office. Like, you might wait now. The only place people wait now is at ERs, right? Because everybody's there because they have to be there. And they have to be waiting. But the medical field in particular, which is oftentimes a place where people would wait, not as much waiting now. Even in the service industry, let's say if you go to a mall and you see a barber shop, a salon shop, a shoe shine shop, a clothing outfitter. Nowadays, it's just, hey, schedule on your phone and come in when it's convenient for you, right? I'm not complaining, by the way. I'm saying this is just an indication of change in society. Well, it used to be, well, if you were walking through the mall and you wanted to get your hair done, or your wife or your girlfriend or you wanted to get your hair done, hey, you go to the salon, I'll go to the barber. You know, we'll meet back here in an hour or so. Oh, I need to go get a new suit as well. Okay, let me go in. And sure enough, you'd go in and there'd be 4 other guys that have also got the same need you do. So there'd be a line. There'd be a little waiting room. There'd be a waiting zone. There'd be a waiting area. That stuff's all gone now. A lot of shopping centers here in the United States where you used to stand up and queue. Right? People like to line up and queue. Queuing is a thing of the past now. A lot of the time. A lot of grocery chains and stores now have gone with the self-checkout model. That allows for lower wait times, lower queue times. And it's not just because it's efficient for us as the consumer. It is more efficient in some ways for the consumer. It's a little bit of a bummer because, you know, you lose out on that little bit of human interaction. I used to remember taking my kids, even not that long ago when we had little kids. We'd wait in line, and we'd get in conversations with people while we were waiting in line with our kids. You know, you're in line and your kid looks at a magazine or a piece of gum or something that they want. Daddy, can we buy that game? Oh, can we have that candy? You know, you say yes, no, whatever. And then a kind person also waiting in line would say something like, oh, I remember when mine were that young, blah, 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 blah. Insert generic small talk here. Well, you don't really have that now. It's all gone. You might get it occasionally in some spots, but I want to see your hands if you still actually remember those days. Because they weren't that far ago. Weren't that long ago. Yeah, see, I think elemental proliferation, the ailment prolif would help there in those scenarios where I'm getting stuck in doorways. Everything would be frozen. Everything would be chilled. Everything would be ignited. How are we going to do against this boss? This boss should be fine, right? He does some serious slams. Should be fine, though, right? After all, him being close to me means that he's going to be cursed, so that's going to work towards my advantage, right? Anything else that I should take here? I don't think so. What am I missing? Alright, let's just come in and get Written in Blood. We'll just get the Written in Blood life wheel. It also gives us some strength as well. That's the plan. At this point, just grab more life. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of fire. Ooh, that's chrome. Raises both hand and feet. Zambi, you remember these things? There you go. Back in my day. I just need to start titling the stream Back in My Day. Do I need to put that up as a poll? Should I just title the stream every single day? Back in My Day. Now streaming live with G3 Iron. Is that the title of our PoE talk show? Back in my day. Elemental Equilibrium. Demi is used in anime, as far as I know. Is used to describe half human, half animal combinations. Okay, good to know. All right, here we go. Ooh. Cold and Chaos with 84 life. I'm going to keep that.
Take care.
Oh no! I'm almost out of space in my leveling junk tabs. Alright, here we go. He's going to explode. Ooh, that was... Oh, hey! That was big. That was really big. Why was that so big? What is up with his slams? I think we were shocked. We had to have been shocked there, right? For that slam to have done that amount of damage? It's also... Whoa, hey! He's doing it again. Alright, I'm going to need to grab some HP. Alright, let's go back through the portal. That is a no-joke amount of slams. Okay, that's what it is. When he hits the ground and then it's going to explode? That fissure. Oh, goodness. Okay, don't stand in the middle of those. That's what we are learning. Did not think this guy was going to be quite this difficult. Thought he'd be difficult. Did not expect him to be the hardest boss that we would fight. General Addis. No joke. Alright, down goes General Addis. Whew! Thank goodness for Cull. Whew! That guy was spooky. He took us pretty low. 2,600 HP. Took us pretty low there. Ideally, I should have about I'm supposed to have another 400 HP by this time. How do I get another 400 HP? Oh my goodness. Maybe I can switch off for a ring that actually has life now. If I take off this ring... Oh yes, okay, I can take off this ring. If I go to a ring that's got fire and cold, but also has life, we're good to go. Cold and lightning. Fire and lightning. Fire and cold. Come on now. Come on now. I've got to have a better ring than this. I've got to. One of my characters has got a better ring than this. Did I already... I think I already stripped the... Yeah, I already stripped him of his rings. Oh man, but that amulet. Let me see if this amulet... It gives increased armor and 50 life. Let me see if that amulet would be better. This character is going to be like level 75-ish taking on Kitava. It's going to be pretty funny. Alright, now I need some serious cold res, right? Yeah. But my life just went up to 2,700. So that's a significant improvement. Alright. You know, I do have an elk. Maybe we throw an elk at a ring or at a belt. That belt's giving me 21 cold resist. I don't have that many rings. Let's try a coral ring. Let's try it. 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 Oh! 53 life. 15 all resists. Tier 1 all resists. And then tier 3 life. Oh, that feels good. Okay. Alright. We are back in business. What's our resists look like? Only 71 cold, so I'm going to need to fix some more cold somewhere. But we can make that work. Okay. This is 4 more all res. This is also 4 more all res. We can work this out. We can work this out. All right, so refund this passive for 5% life. That's fine. I still have 2,800 life. Is it better to do... Are they both evasion? This is invasion and armor. So do this. 75. Okay. So now I need a little bit more cold resist. Just a smidgen more cold resist. Where else can I slam in some cold resist? Okay, there's got to be a helmet. With my current tree, how much increased life am I getting? Here we are. All right, update the character. According to this, my increased life is only 84%. Oof. No, it looks like internet's still here. Okay. Jinkies. All right, so we need to take the Bottled Storm over to the quarry, right? Is this not actually pronounced quarry? Is it pronounced something different? Somebody's got to tell me. Oh, there's a delirium. Do we risk doing delirium? We got 75% cold resist right now, so we're not getting any of our 2 bonus cold resistance. But we are technically capped. So with one more passive point, we'll have overcap on cold resist. I need to figure out my helm. Colors on this build have been a bit of a pain, to say the least. Because I'm trying to go armor, right? Why am I not casting as often? What's going on with this? Because I'm trying to go armor on the chest piece. I don't have the crafting bench to force like a minimum amount of blues. It's just been a little bit of a challenge. Alright, here we go. Let's fight Shakira. I should be able to tank her hits. Famous last words. Okay, so she can half health hit me with her swipe. Yeah, my mana is a problem. If I get rid of Vitality, am I going to die? Let's find out. What if I just pretend that Vitality is actually an active skill that I need to juggle? What if I do that? Turn it on when I need it, turn it off when I don't. Oh boy. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Yeah, I generally want between 100 to 150% increased life, by the way. That's why Patrick's asking that question. Like, wait, Iron, don't you normally want some more life? Yeah, I normally do. This is a big reason why the build's life pool is at where it's at right now. That was kind of spooky. All right, here we go. She's at 50, 40%. All right, down she goes. Man, having that call is so nice. Daughter! Yeah. Do this one instead. All right. So now we've got back up to 76, 77, 76. Okay. And we've got 2,800 life. We're looking considerably better. Are you not casting often because you only have 61 mana? Yeah. That's part of it. That's a lot of it. I need to go do Kishara, right? Wait, it's not Kishara. I'm saying the name wrong. I'm sure I am. Kira. I need to go get Kira. That's right. And then from there, it's just Unholy Trinity and on to Act 10. I think it's best now to get all the life nodes you can before Katava. Yeah, that's probably a good call. Well, how many passives? Let's work it out. How many more passives do I have from the tree? I'll get one right here. And then Violenta and another one from Act 10. So do I have 3? Do I only have 3 more passives and maybe 1 more level? So that'll give me 20% from Written in Blood. So what happens to my character if we have that? If we have all of Written in Blood. It puts us up to 109%. That puts us up to 3,200 life with no other swaps. From 2,800 to 3,200. We can take a fizz hit of 3.9. Oh, what were we saying was our Sabo? Our Sabo could take a 5,7. Oh my goodness. What could our witch take? Our witch could take a 5.8. Oh, this is bad. Oh, I'm going to need to swap out for... Well, this isn't giving me that much, right? This is giving me a little bit of life and a little bit of all resist. I should actually swap out right now for a better shield. It's giving me the 3-link, but I might have a 2-link blue. I might have a 2-link blue shield. I might. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's got 58 life and 20 chaos res. Look at that. Got 57 life. And some spell damage? Alright, what happens if I just do that? I'm still capped. My armor's not better, though. I'm getting about 30 life from it, though. See, this has already got 43 life on it. I need to grab one of my big tower shields. Where are my big finishing shields? It's got 59 life on it. It's got 118 armor. No. Here we go. 74 life plus 21 on the implicit and 394 armor. That's what I'm talking about. Now, it doesn't have 2 blue, but my life goes up to 29. 29.15. So that's another 90 life, basically. But I lose my Blasphemy Elemental Weakness setup. Phooey. Will it be easier to roll 2 blues on this? Probably. Let's see if we can't get 3. Oh, we got 3. All right, let's try 1. Nope. Okay, let's try... This is going to roll red and green. This is just going to want to roll red. If I could get 2 blues here. Oh. Oh! That's bad. And now I lost all my blue slots. But that's okay. I can go buy some more chromes. Do I have any other... It doesn't have life on it. This has got life, but it's got evasion instead of armor. This is 1,000 armor here. It's a no-joke amount of armor. Man, my helm is really just... setting me back that I have to have it here. It's got some armor on it. Just dropping from 1,000 to 300, you know, it's got some armor on it. Also, we'd lose out on 60 life and 35 res. Oof. Lose out on 85 life if I swap out the boots. But I think I have other boots. Don't I have boots that have got life on them? I thought I had... Yeah, I've got boots that have got some life on them. I think I have another one as well. I thought I had other intelligence-based boots. Nope. Look at the evasion on that. Oh, my. How far do you get when you go for level 75? Oh, man. If I go all the way up for another 5 levels... All right, so if we just get the passives that we're talking about here, that's written in blood. That puts us up to 3321. And then... with what? If I have 7 more passives, what other life can I get? I think at that point I would come down in here, right? This is a bunch of life. This is 19% life here. Puts me up to 36. We're at 4,500. I think these are other 4%ers, right? Oh, no, these are 5%, 4%. That puts us up to 4,600 life. This would officially be the most challenged character that we're taking in. Bloodless is 4 points. Oh, where's Bloodless? This is thick skin. Where's Bloodless? What am I doing? Oh, that's true. I'm right there. Bloodless is a lot more. Bloodless is 6, 6, 6, and 10. So that's 28%. That's a good call. All right, so kill this wheel and do this wheel. That puts us up to 3,700, and that's only 4 points. That's assuming level 72. I like it. I like it. We're still not suppression capped. If I go up to 75, then I'd be at... Oh! Just at 4,000 life. And just under 5,000 fizz hit. But that's farming until level 75 to kill Act 10 Kitava. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oof. All right, let's throw these in here. All right, so we know the shield is going to be good to go when it's time for the shield to be good to go. But right now, this is giving us too much. It's giving us just too much. All right, put this back in the supports. Put this in the actives. Ugh, 6 to life. No bueno. Ugh. Ugh. This all looks ugly. All right, let's go kill Kira. All right, let's see how we do against Kira. Let's turn on all of our relative stuff again. Vitality is actually pretty helpful in this fight. Garukan. See, the delayed cast because of mana really doesn't matter that much because I've got slow enough cast speed that basically by the time I'm ready to cast again, my mana is basically back. Like, I've leveled up my clarity enough for those purposes, right? I could probably level it one more time. Nope. Could not level it one more time. That was a bad choice. Alright, well, we'll just play without Vitality for this fight, huh? Just as just a moment ago, I was saying, yeah, Vitality's good for this fight. Nope, we're going to do this fight without it. Let's see how it goes. Growth kill. Yu-Gil. Daughter. Doesn't matter anyway, because we've got improved Cull. So we don't have to care about our defenses, right? We still will have to deal with the heralds of the... Not the heralds of Kitava, but the champions of the feast. Those are definitely the guys that are the spookiest, because you don't see their slam. They have a ground effect. Some of you may know this, some of you may not. They have a ground effect that is similar to Kitava's ground slam, where they will put out multiple symbols onto the ground that will then count down where they're going to hit. But because when Kitava's heart is out and about and exposed... Because there are so many different effects going on at the same time, it can sometimes be difficult to see where the heralds or the champions of the feast are actually aiming at with their slam. I don't know if that's a visual clutter thing for anybody else, but it certainly is for me. It's tough to see when you've got multiple black and brown and gray-ish sort of effects all going on top of each other. It can be difficult. All right, she's at 50%. That's good news. Also, I think the Sabo was a lot tankier than what POB suggests. Like, that's something to always remember. POB is not the same as the game, right? Not everything in POB lines up perfectly. Like, the fact that enemies are blinded a lot of the time, that's of great help as a defensive layer. The fact that we have added movement speed, that is a great help as a defensive layer. to be able to respond to hits. Like, now, against Kitava, it's worried about getting one shot or degen down and then getting one shot. But other than that, that's a 3-link. 89 life and some strength. It's pretty nice. It's not quite as much armor, but that's pretty nice. Whew. All right, so we go talk to Ursha. There we go. Okay, is there another passive point that we're going to need to get? All right, so we said grab Written in Blood. You know, we should actually grab the Bloodless node first, though. The Bloodless node is 6% along the way. So thank you for pointing that out, Patrick. Check in case you skipped any quests. Got to go do the Boiling Lake. And we got to do the Calendar of Fortune. Calendar of Fortune is not a passive point, though, is it? Is it? I think it's an item. I don't think Calendar of Fortune is a passive. All right, we got to do the Boiling Lake. Oh, that's a Rogue Exile. Crikey! Ooh, Citrine Amulet. Strength Index. We'll take that. I'm so glad that we actually hit a good roll on that ring with that alchemy. That's such a rare thing. It's a rare thing in Ruthless to have a pure alchemy drop. It's an even rarer thing to just straight up use it and have it be good. Have it be an outcome that's actually usable. What is slowing me? Okay, something's got a hinder. He's got the hinder. The guy with the exploding orbs has a hinder aura. Thanks a lot, bud. Sheesh. Wasn't that a regret point? No. No, it was a regret earlier. It was a regret earlier to put it into the mastery. We did that earlier. Good thought, though. We used a refund point earlier to grab the Chaos and All Resist mastery. That was when I was messing around and my cold resist was a little low. And rather than getting the evasion and a little bit of all resist from Near Survivalist, we just went up and grabbed the mastery. Oh no, he's doing the red eye. Ooh, he does some serious damage if he can just kill my golem. That flame breath. Alright, Basilisk is almost dead. There we go, Basilisk is dead. Deliver this back over to Sin to open up the way to the Unholy Trinity. Alright. Alright. And that's where we're going to leave it for today. Whew. So we are nearly done with Act 9. We just need to go take down the Trinity in its various formats. And then this character will be on to Act 10. So that's exciting. Man, I wish I didn't have the internet hiccup today. Oof. Also, we did kill Azaro today. We got that second part of our Ascendancy, which is realistically going to be the last part of our Ascendancy. I don't see any reason for us to come up and grab anything else. Like, there's just no reason for us to grab anything else. I guess +1 maximum frenzy charges because we get charges off of Ice Bite. Like, that'd be the only thing that we could even get that would be useful for our build. Like, I guess 10% reduced damage taken while leeching. I guess technically that would be helpful if we were leeching, but We're not, so we won't, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. Tomorrow is also in the same boat as what today was in. Not sure exactly what time I'm going to be available to do anything tomorrow. I might be able to do a super long stream tomorrow. I might not be able to stream at all tomorrow, so we will just see how things go. So that is the plan. We have progressed our duelist. Our duelist is now level 68. He's in Act 9. We're getting ready to eventually go down and rush down Kitava. Our raider's at level 61 and sitting pretty in Act 8. Needs to go through and finish out the rest of Act 8. This character moves ridiculously fast when we're using haste. Well, maybe not ridiculously fast. What's she got? She's got... Oh, she's actually slower than the duelist. She's got a 20% move speed modifier. See, the duelist is actually fast. And then eventually, we need to go ascend on our Scion and then actually go take down, well, the rest of the game with the Scion. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If you've enjoyed the stream, I've certainly enjoyed your company. Make sure that you leave us a like. And thanks so much for joining us. And until next time, I hope today is the day a Mirror of Calandra drops for you.